It is Kenny's Audiophile Record Reviews. Thank you very much for viewing my video. As always, please like and subscribe. That'll help my small growing channel out. I'd really appreciate it. In this video, I want to talk about why are some, not all, but some audiophiles and record collectors so rude. I want to tackle that topic in this video. Now, in previous videos, maybe sections of other videos, I may have brought up this topic, but I thought I'd bring it up in a standalone video because I think it deserves attention, in my opinion. But I'm talking about mainly comments, whether in a comment section of my videos, comment sections of other YouTube videos, or comments in forums like the Hoffman forums, and outlets like that. Why are some audiophiles and record collectors so disrespectful and rude? Not some, not all, but some. Please leave your comments in the comment section below in terms of reasons why. I may tap into some reasons why in this video. I also may give an example or two of a rude comment or two that I've received during my short period of time doing YouTube videos. I've been doing YouTube videos, gosh, on July 1st of 2025, it'll be 3 years. And I got my share of, let's say, people who have crossed the line. I know people like Michael Fremer. I wish I knew him so I can have this discussion with him, but I do not know Michael Fremer. But I know he's probably got his share of rude and disrespectful comments, not over the years, but probably the decades. I bet you he has some stories to tell that would be pretty interesting. But why would people, what I don't understand is, why would people cross the line of human decency and human respect when they're trying to get their point across? During my entire life, even as a child, I did not understand it. I guess I was kind of, older soul even as a child, based on the way my parents raised me, because my parents raised me to be respectful to all. They conducted themselves like mature adults their entire lives, raised their children the same way. But I just never understood that. You think audiophiles and record collectors would be amongst the most happy people on the face of this earth. Here's the reason why. God has blessed me with all these records in this music room, this fine stereo equipment that God blessed me with. Those are blessings from God. And I try to pay it forward in terms of my decorum and the way I approach, the way I talk and speak to people in return, just to pay it forward. And also, I don't know if there may be some young adults, maybe some people in their late teens, early 20s watching my channel. And if I can be just a positive impact in terms of decorum and the way I carry myself, then that's something I would like to convey to a young audience. That's the way my parents conduct themselves, and they convey the same thing to me. But like I said, a lot of people cross the line, and I just don't understand it. I hear some comments from people who comments in the Hoffman forums and YouTube videos that they come across abrasive like sports fans. Now, I don't understand that, because in sports, there are winners and losers. There are winners and losers in sports if you're a sports fan. When you're a record collector or audiophile, you're into music. We're all winners. So I don't understand that mentality, that mindset of being rude to people. I'll give you some examples of rude comments. One person left a comment in one of my comment videos. It wasn't all that long ago. He said, "Kenny, you have more money than common sense." Now, there are various ways to say the exact same thing without crossing a line. He could have said, "Kenny, don't you think there are more responsible ways to spend your money?" I can dig that, but you don't have to say that, Kenny, you got more money than common sense. You have to say that. To me, that's crossing the line, in my opinion. That's acting, lack of a better term, a little bit childish, in my opinion. Some of these comments, and I'll give you another one. Some people talk about aspects outside, in my comments, talk about aspects outside of being a record collector or audiophile, like, "Oh, Kenny, you don't sound black." What does that have to do with anything? That's a comment you can leave to yourself. Oh, Kenny, I'm going to find out where you live and burn you and your record collection down. You don't have to say that. Those are the type of comments. I get some that occasionally, not a lot, but occasionally draw the line in terms of decorum and respect. Some of these people, you know, some of the kids I used to hang out in elementary school, junior high school, and high school, to unless you read college, some people leave these comments in my comments section have less maturity than some of those grade school kids in terms of their comments and the way they carry themselves. There's a more respectful way to say the exact same thing that's rude. You should have to cross the line. I don't know what the reason is. I don't know if I don't know if it's because of jealousy. I don't know if it's because of envy. If there's something not right going on in their lives that has nothing whatsoever to do with Kenny and Kenny's audiophile record reviews. I don't understand it. I don't know if they have relationship issues. A lot of people who leave these comments are venting for some reason, being rude for some reason. There's a root cause of it, at least in the record collecting community, audiophile community, not only occasionally on my videos, but I notice this on other people's YouTubers' videos and in the Hoffman forums, the interaction between these people. They come across as immature children versus mature adults. I'm not talking about all of them. Some of them, at least enough for me to make this video. But please leave your reason why people in an audiophile record collecting community can be so rude. I don't know what the root cause of it, where you have to cross the line of human decency and respect. We all going to have some bad days and everything, but even myself, if I'm having a bad day in terms of the way I feel, my mindset, I say to myself, I better get that in check before I deal with my wife. My wife is a blessing from God. She's a blessing from God, and nothing's going to have me disrespect my wife in any way, shape, or fashion. That's not going to happen. I always try and watch my P's and Q's to the best of my ability. We all mess up. I'm not going to lie about that. But to the best of my ability, there's some lines I don't cross. I try not to disrespect my wife. I try not to disrespect my son. And I try to treat them with the highest degree of decorum. And oh, by the way, I try to do that with my YouTube audience as well, in the comments, and the way I approach these videos, the way I speak to an audience. Because like I said, I don't know if they're young kids watching my videos. So I have to carry myself with a sense of decorum and sense of respect. And but why some of these commenters, some of these people who comments on the forums in YouTube leave these comments. And like I said, I read these in other people's videos as well. It's not just mine. A lot of other people's videos, I see these rude and disrespectful comments. And like I said, you think audiophiles and record collectors would be paying it forward because we're talking about music, and it's a blessing to be in this situation that I'm in. So I try and pay it forward in terms of kindness, in terms of my time doing these videos. And I try to treat everyone with the utmost respect. And you think that thought would be universal. It's not. So please leave your comments in the comments section why some audiophiles and record collectors can be so rude. I mean, even when you're debating tube versus solid state, digital versus analog, there's a respectful approach, a respectful way of making your point across, making your point without being rude and disrespectful, in my opinion. If I hadn't said this already, I'm always up for a good debate. My father was the same way. If I saw somebody in person, we struck up a conversation and it landed on a conversation where we disagree. I'm always up for a good debate, but I'm not going to disrespect you in the process. I'm going to keep it on topic, and that's not going to go in the direction of you or your intellect. It's going to go in the direction of me proving my case with the best intellect, intelligence, and respect that I possibly can. Why people can't do these things in the comment section of these videos, I don't know. I also want to say this, that YouTubers like myself, we have the option of deleting a comment and hiding that viewer who left that comment from leaving comments on my channel again. Now, they can leave a comment, But the only person who's going to see that comment after I hide them from my channel is them. And they're not going to know it. I don't like doing that, and it's rare that I do that, but when people cross the line, some YouTubers actually do that. I don't like doing that because I like all points of view to come across on my comment section in my videos. Even if you disagree with me, I can care less if you disagree with me. I can care less, just as long as you do it with respect. And I see this as disrespect. Just a little bit on my channel and a lot on other people's channels as well. It's just totally unnecessary. So please leave your comments in the comment section below why some audiophiles and record collectors are so rude. It'd be interesting reading those comments. Thank you very much for viewing my video, taking the time to view this video. Please like and subscribe. God bless, strong love, and more important than music, keep the peace worldwide.